Hello and welcome. We are looking into the new moon in Gemini coming in on the 17th or 18th of June, depending on where you are in the world. Now I'm outside and there is a massive rainstorm coming in just overhead. So I want to get this done now before I forget about this, before I have too many other things to do. I need to get this video out to you all because it's coming up quick, and I was traveling for a week. I was visiting family, and my schedule was thrown off a little bit. So I'm slowly getting back on track and finding my rhythm and finding my groove. So you're going to witness big wind storms coming through here, but I'm trying to get this done as quick as I can for you all out there, because this new moon, again, as I mentioned, is coming in soon. So this new moon in Gemini, we are in Gemini season right now. We also have that universal month number 4 this month. And number 4, as I mentioned before, is a very anchored in numbers, very solid, very practical. So with this new moon in Gemini, I feel this is a really great time to anchor in and get practical with what we want to manifest. And remember, new moons, it's a time for new intentions. It's a time to wipe the slate clean in a way. But with Gemini's influence, we have this really great opportunity to set intentions around speaking our knowledge, speaking our voice, getting our information out there to the world, even also learning. It's a really great time to commit to learning, maybe diving into some new books or purchasing new books or taking an online course or going back to school. It's also a really great time to connect with others and to create a network. So really great for networking, for creating friendships, networking for business as well. So anything along those lines, even increasing your brand, your visibility, maybe getting more confident speaking your voice, getting out there and sharing your information and sharing your knowledge with the world. New moon, again, 17th or 18th, depending on where you are in the world. It's a really great time to put pen to paper, to set your intentions, to visualize into your future self. Who are you in your future? Who are you when you are speaking your truth, when you are being seen, when you're being recognized, when you are having fun with friends, when you are creating content maybe, or sending out information into the world in whatever kind of way, and how are you maybe presenting it, or how are you sharing it, or even, again, as I mentioned, pertaining to friends, family, and building your network. So maybe things need to change or things need to adapt, and that's part of manifestation. Things need to be let go of, things need to be healed, things need to be transformed so that we can align with who we are in our future and create that accordingly. And so many times we may feel that we're ready now and we want this now, we want our manifestation now, and we're ready to make it happen. But when we really do the deep dive work, then we understand that, I have a little bit more to work on. I have to build my confidence before putting myself on center stage, or putting my brand out there, putting my name out there, or showing my face on camera, or something along those lines. It doesn't have to pertain 100% to your story exactly, but this is just an example. So we need to look into our deeper journeys, and this is why I follow the lunar cycles, because it allows for us to do this. It allows for us to identify what we want to create, what we can commit to, who we are in our future self, but then also what needs to change in order to align us with that, what needs to happen for us to create the future that we want, for us to be the person in the future reality that we see or that we feel in alignment with. That's why these lunar cycles are so important. So it amplifies our manifestation abilities, but it also allows us to go deeper into ourselves, to understand our journey more, to understand ourselves more, to even open up more of our gifts and talents. And that is part of the shadow work, is by going into our deeper self, into our subconscious, into our limitations, our fears, our uncertainty, our triggers. Then we discover more about who we really are and what really matters to us, and fine-tuning our gifts and talents. And this Gemini new moon is really great to align with the side of us that we may be a little bit nervous of, putting ourselves out there, sharing our knowledge. And it doesn't have to be your story exactly by any means, but if it is resonating with you, or if you're feeling compelled to further your knowledge, or to create a new network of friends, or a sociable network, or a network that resonates with you, then this is going to be a good new moon to do that, to set those intentions, or to get really clear about what is important for you. what is meaningful for you, what is going to align with yourself. And this is a bit of the Lovers in tarot. Lovers is ruled by Gemini, or associated with Gemini's archetype, and the Lovers card is all about choice based on our values alignment. So when we know who we are, when we're in alignment with ourselves, with our values, our beliefs, then we attract or we create accordingly. Right. So it is a little bit of law of attraction, but it does help us with our decisions and the choices that we make, because we know what's important for us. We know when to say no. We know when to say yes. We know what makes us feel good, the people, the environment, the activities. So these are all the aspects that you can pay attention to and align with during this new moon. And as I mentioned, it's coming in 17th or 18th, depending on where you are in the world. I will leave a link below in the description box. So do check it out to find the exact time. But usually new moon energy, you have about a day or so to work with that energy for creation, right? So new moon's clean slate. It's a time where you can set your intentions, get really clear on what you want to manifest. You can write down on paper, in your journal. You can visualize. You can energetically align with your future self pertaining to this particular topic, the archetype of Gemini, right? So after the new moon, spend some time staying with that visualization and staying with the feeling of who you are in your future, aligning with the traits of Gemini, associated with Gemini traits, and pertaining to your manifestation of what you are wanting to create. So how the traits of Gemini can apply to what you are wanting to do, to what you are wanting to create, to what the kind of life that you want to build for yourself, and the experiences that you want to have, right? And Gemini is a very, well, I would say Sagittarius could be very experiential, but Gemini is still like learns and can share and distribute knowledge through interaction, through engagement, right? So it's a very sociable energy. It's a very sociable, very communicative type of archetype, very knowledgeable. So loves to learn, but also loves to share that information outwardly, right? So anything that archetype can pertain to your manifestation journey, to the experiences that you are wanting to create. And I would say push yourself, right? Challenge yourself. Try to step out of your comfort zone a little bit with this one, especially with our voice, especially with sharing our wisdom, our knowledge with the world, with speaking our truth. This is a process that a lot of us are going through right now, getting comfortable with that, finding our center within ourselves so that we can share what we are interested in, right? So maybe that's pertaining to your path there. But as I mentioned, clean slate on the new moon, set some new intentions, write down what you want to create, what you are feeling in alignment with, what you want to see change happen for you, what kind of change you want to see happen over the next several months. And then of course, what you can commit to for getting the job done. So it could be committing to shadow work, inner work, personal development. It could be committing to starting a new social media channel, or even again, going back to school, or taking a course, or starting a new program, right? So however it resonates with you, it's a really great energy. And after the new moon in Gemini, we have Cancer season coming in, and that's going to be a really nice energy for bringing everything that we've set, all the intentions we have set, into our emotional self for integration, right? So starting to nurture and starting to feel into the new, maybe us, the new you that you might be creating, starting to connect with our intuition on what we feel is going to be important for us, or how we want to work through situations, or connecting with others in a deeper way. So again, the energy is naturally going to shift. Actually, I feel like, yeah, probably right after the new moon is going to start to move into more of a watery energy. And water is, all the water signs are most spiritual and intuitive, right? Because it's all about the emotions. It's all about connecting with the heart. They all have different traits, of course, but Cancer is the first water sign in the zodiac calendar. So this is where we start to return to our heart. It's when we start to deepen our connection with our intuition. Also build stronger relationships, what home means for us. And home could be matters of the heart within ourselves. Home could be our physical space, but home can also pertain to relationships of those closest to us. So the energy is naturally going to shift right after this new moon. So just be aware of that. Stay on track with what you want to create in this lunar cycle, because this lunar cycle, what you set your intentions for, plays out for a month. Well, it will play out longer than that, but this is a whole lunar cycle that we can play with, that we can work with for furthering our manifestations that we set during the new moon in Gemini, right? So the Cancer energy is naturally going to transform some of those manifestation intentions into something of a more emotional experience. So just be aware of that change that's going to come up. All right, so I'm wishing you all the best during this new moon and beyond, and I'll be seeing you again very soon. Take care.